Week 6, got the Jets. Why am I nervous? What is up, Finn fans? This is the preview for the Week 6 matchup. Should have been the Denver Broncos, but the Patriots could not get sick, mess up the whole schedule. Now we're facing the Jets at 4 o'clock. So weird. I will be live Sunday at 4 o'clock. Make sure to come hang out. But yes, got Ian from Jet Central on here. Then we're going to talk about comment of the day, which one of you guys sent me a package. I was not expecting this, but one of you guys sent me a package. But before we get into Ian, want to shout out new patron, Leslie Long, $4 patron. Thank you so much for joining, Leslie. If you guys do want to join the patron, it is Patreon, not Patreon. You become a patron by joining the Patreon. It's linked below. Don't feel like you need to, but there are some special perks. You get to join the Discord. You get to become a mod. When I go live, you can jump on the stream with me. Also, I do special videos just for the Patreon. I think there's about 4 or 5 up there. So if you do want to join, it is linked below, but don't feel like you need to. Also, the Flick app. I've been talking about this. It's been really fun. I almost have 100 of you guys over there. Been chatting it up, having a really good time. So if you want to join, that is also linked below. So I want to talk about this before we get into the chat with Ian from Jet Central. Really cool guy. But before we get into that, let's talk about the LeVeon Bell situation. Let's talk about that whole debacle that happened yesterday. Now, I didn't make a video because he decided to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. He did not sign with the Miami Dolphins. I was hoping he was, but again, if you watched yesterday's video, I was very, hey, if we do, great. You know, more addition of talent. And if we don't, that's all right. And on Twitter, I was like, hey, man, it's getting closer. It's between us and the Chiefs. I'm like, all right, man, pull the trigger. Let's get LeVeon Bell. But he decided to go to the Chiefs for 1 year. He wanted to go win a Super Bowl. And the Chiefs seem like the more logic spot to go to try to win a Super Bowl. I understand that. I have no ill will towards LeVeon Bell. But I just want to say this before we jump into the awesome interview with Ian from Jet Central. The fact that Brian Flores did go after LeVeon Bell, the fact that him and Grier decided, hey, if we can add this guy, it'll help us, it'll give us more talent, shows the mindset that Grier and Flores have for this season. A lot of people want to say that this season is hey, it's a 2-year rebuild. It's not to Brian Flores, not to Grier. They want to win. They want to be in the playoffs this year. They want to be competitive this year. This year isn't about, let's see who we have again. You know, now we're starting to add our talent and let's see who we have. No, man. They want to win. They want to add talent and they want to be competitive. LeVeon Bell, yeah, he was 28. He was, a little older than maybe you would think that the Dolphins would go for, but he's got the talent. The Dolphins want to add talent. They wanted to help the running game. They want to win now, baby. They want to win now. So the fact that the Dolphins did make a push to go for LeVeon Bell is very promising to me, that they are trying to win now. And this isn't about, hey, let's just continue to see what we have until we have the pieces, then try to win. That's not what they're doing. But I just want to talk about that because I didn't make a video yesterday about it because he didn't come here. So I'm not going to make a whole video about him if he's not coming here. So yeah, now let's talk to Ian from Jet Central and talk about this Dolphins versus Jets. So I got my buddy Ian here from Jet Central, the enemy in the enemy territory, which actually is funny because if they don't know, I'm in Jersey, you're in Florida, which how did that happen that you're a Jet fan in Florida?
I know, man. I was going to actually ask you the same exact question, but well, yeah, you're right. I was born and raised in Florida, South Florida to be exact. But my parents are from Connecticut and they were both Jets fans growing up. And so when I was, a little kid, again, they moved down to Florida. It was always kind of, the New York Jets are the good guys and, everybody else is the bad guys. And then it kind of worked out because I never really wanted to go, against the grain or with the flow of things and just go for the hometown team. So, what better team than the Jets, my parents' team?
Yeah, definitely. So, you guys are taking a pretty bad beat and you guys haven't won a game yet. Us as Dolphin fans at this time last year, we know exactly how you guys feel. Little different though, like, because it seems like, last year, a lot of people think that the Dolphins are doing it on purpose. You guys you had a really good draft this past off season. most importantly, us Dolphins fans, like I said, we know how you're feeling. How are you doing as a Jet fan, as a Jet YouTuber going through this? How are you doing, and what are your thoughts about the team and their future, I guess you could say?
Right. So going into the year, I kind of had a feeling, well, really not even going into the year. As soon as news broke last year that the Jets were going to be keeping Adam Gase for the entire 2020 season, I knew at that point, which was the day after the season ended, mind you, that the 2020 season, the playoff chances were done. Any chance of competing for a divisional crown were done, and that was it. So going into the year, I mean, of course the season's not over, obviously. So we could still wind up with 4 wins or 5 wins. It's very, very unlikely, based off of how the team has played so far, who we have lined up in the schedule. You guys are looking pretty good. We got the Patriots twice, Bills, Chiefs, Rams, Seahawks. I could go on, but as of right now, it's looking like we're going to be going 0-16. Right, that's kind of the projection, and I mean, it's not fun. I got to be honest with you, it's not fun to watch these games on Sunday. It gets you angry, depressed, pissed off, whatever you want to say, but at this point, like we're 5 weeks in, it's early October. My mindset is focused on as soon as the season ends, who are we going to hire to be the head coach? If we get the number 1 pick, are we going to be taking Trevor Lawrence and just, trading away Sam Darnold? So my head is kind of all over the place. And it's, ironically enough, I'm not even concerned about like the rest of the season, as bad as that sounds.
Yeah, no, I totally feel you on that, because once the Dolphins hit, I think it was around 0-6, 0-7, and that's where I was doing the same thing. I was like, all right, well, I know what Brian Flores is doing. I know he did a hard reset. He got rid of a lot of fat, this and that. I know what he's trying to do. Let's see what they're building towards. And like you said, when do you honestly think? Do you think Adam Gase is going to ride the full season out, or do you think if the Dolphins put a whooping on you guys that he's gone by Monday?
Yeah, so I mean, you probably being up in Jersey are like around a lot of Jets fans. I mean, based off of the Twitter reaction, because I don't know many Jets fans down here. One of the reasons also why I started the channel originally, but the Jets fans on Twitter, Jets Nation, goes absolutely berserk. They go ballistic every Sunday. Pretty much every time I log on to Twitter, there's 10 to 20 guys just hashtag fire Gase, hashtag get rid of Gase, just get this guy gone. So I don't know how much longer the team, just from a an optic standpoint, can just keep this guy around. But with the release of Le'Veon Bell, and I know you guys were in the running for him, with the release of Bell, that tells me that the Jets are 100% locked in to tank. I think they want to keep Gase around as long as possible. The rumor right now is 0-9, because then we'll have our bye week, and I believe we'll play you guys afterwards or before. I'm not really too sure how that works, but or like what the schedule is looking like. But they're saying once the Jets hit 0-9, and then they hit the bye week, and then that'll be Gase's last ride.
That makes sense too, because if you guys got rid of Gase, you guys definitely, whoever you would bring in, whether it's Greg Williams would step in or whoever would step in as that interim head coach, would definitely get you guys some wins. Because I honestly, being a Dolphin fan, having to deal with Adam Gase for 3 years, we had that good year in 2016, and you kind of start to see how he coaches and his missteps, and he's arrogant. And he won't realize that what he's doing is wrong. He thinks what he's doing is correct, and he'll just keep doing it until he gets fired, essentially.
Right. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, I feel bad for you guys. When you guys hired him, I know for a fact when you guys hired him, you were one of the few that were like, we'll see how this pans out. You weren't like a rah-rah Gase type person. So
No, I was not.
But
Literally before I made that video, Doug, before I made that video, like when I remember standing in my room, my little brother was in the room next to me, and I saw the news on my phone, and I Gronk spiked my phone down. I'm like, what did we just do? So
yeah, man, you're one of the few Jet fans. I have a few Jet friends up here that I can respect, because you shoot it straight, and you're not like, oh, we're the best ever. I respect you. I respect you a lot. But let's talk about Sunday. Coming down to Miami, it doesn't really matter what the records are. Whenever the Dolphins Jets play, it's always a battle. It's always, we got our first win last year against you guys. Like I said, 0-7, faced you guys, finally got our win. How are you thinking about this game? Do you think it's going to be a blowout, or do you think that this is going to be somewhat of a competition?
So I think it's going to be riding on Fitzpatrick's shoulders, and I think at the end of the day, I think it will be tough, to be honest with you, or not necessarily tough, but I think it'll be close.
Mm.
Maybe around like the mid third quarter, start of the fourth. That's when I think Miami will start to pull away. I'm just not a believer, and I might get killed for this by the Dolphins fans, but this dude was the Jets quarterback, but I'm not a believer in Fitzpatrick. For as many good games as this dude has, as many, amazing plays as he might pull off. And, last week, the guy dominated against San Francisco. Nobody had Miami winning, but he goes in there and just, lights it up. But for as many good games that this dude has, it's almost like a yo-yo effect. Like no matter how great he is, there will be horrible games. And then like for every horrible game, he'll have another great game. It's a weird type of thing, but I think this game is going to come down to Fitzpatrick. And if he's, having one of those 3 INT games, then it might be close. But if he's just, money pretty much, all 4 quarters, then Miami should win this one pretty handily, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like you said, you guys had Fitz. You had Fitz one year where you guys almost made the playoffs. I think you missed it by 1 game, or you needed the Bills to lose or something. I think it was. I don't remember what year, but you guys went 10-6 with Fitz. Didn't make the playoffs, so firsthand. You'll get those good games, you'll get those bad games. He rarely chains them together. Hopefully he breaks that this game, because I swear if the Dolphins lose to the Jets, I'm going to lose my mind. But looking at this matchup, is there any matchup that you think the Jets have an upper hand in? Like, do you think there's any aspect of your team that you think maybe has a little bit of an upper hand over the Dolphins?
So I want to say Greg Williams schematically confusing Ryan Fitzpatrick and baiting him in, because Fitzpatrick will throw in a double coverage. He
Yeah.
will sometimes try to force a ball. Unfortunately for New York, they don't have any pass rush at all, so he will probably be throwing from a clean pocket unless he's going up against a blitz. But I think that's the only advantage, because I don't know if you've seen any New York games this year, but they've literally gotten blown off the field in every game. 0-5. It doesn't matter if Denver Broncos, no QB, no Von Miller, all these dudes are out, they're getting killed. So I think the only chance that the Jets have in this game, or the only matchup that I actually am excited for, is Greg Williams and his secondary disguises and whatnot, trying to bait Fitzpatrick into, thinking, he has something open, him forcing the football and hopefully trying to cause, an INT.
Yeah, and that seems like, because the Dolphins right now don't really have that dominant of a run game, so I do expect the Dolphins to throw a lot, and that would probably be the best way for you guys to try to get into this game and consistently stay in the game, is to force Fitz to do Fitz tragic things and get the ball back in your hands as much as possible. That being said, your own 5 Dolphins are 2-3 right now. Overall, what is your thoughts on the game, and what is your prediction of this game?
Yeah, so I'm thinking, well, it's a 4:00 kickoff, and not really used to those. Just being a
what
fan.
the hell?
Yeah, it's weird. It's really, really weird. My thoughts on the game going in: I don't think the Jets are going to be able to hang in with Miami. I really don't. For an honest score prediction, I'm going to say I think it will be low scoring. I'm going to say Miami Dolphins 20-23, New York Jets 13. I just don't. I will say this though. I'm excited to see Joe Flacco, because I know everybody loves Sam Darnold and mobile quarterback and the 3rd overall pick and this and that. But the one thing that Darnold is not good at all, and essentially can't do, is throwing the football downfield on a consistent basis. He'll have a play here, he'll have a play there, but Joe Flacco, that's like the only thing at this point in his career that he actually does well. So I really want to see the Jets stretch the field, because Gase doesn't really do that. I mean, I'm sure Tannehill and who else was the quarterbacks during the Gase era, like Osweiler and stuff.
Yeah, Osweiler and Jay Cutler.
That's right. Yeah, so for Gase's system, he just doesn't really throw the ball deep. So I'm hoping he opens it up this game. I doubt it, based off of his track record, based off of him kind of being like that ego maniac type of guy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on that end. But honestly, score prediction again: Miami 20, Jets 13, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Like I said, if the if the Dolphins lose to the Jets, I'm gonna be so mad.
Right. Yeah. And I hate to, come on here and be, like a Debbie Downer, but that's just me being honest. I'm just trying to be real with everybody. You know what I mean?
I think that's why everyone, regardless of who the fan is, like people respect what you have to say because you're a straight shooter. You're not a typical, cocky fan who's like, oh, it doesn't matter, we're gonna win because this and that. So we appreciate it. I'm pretty sure all my subscribers appreciate it too.
Yeah. Thanks, Doug. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. But this won't be the last time you'll see Ian on the channel because the Dolphins do play the Jets again, and I will have him back on. And I swear, like I said, if the Dolphins lose to the Jets, for a fact the next time he comes on, he's going to be a very happy camper.
Dude, Doug, I appreciate you having me on, man. It was a blast.
Yeah, man, Ian. Where can they find you? If anyone does want to follow you, which for real, guys, he doesn't just talk about Jet stuff on his channel. He is very well-rounded football guy. Where can they find you?
Yeah. So, like you mentioned, Doug, I pretty much run a YouTube channel called Jet Central. Talk all things New York Jets, and then sprinkling in some breaking news, trade news, coaching, hires and fires, all that kind of good stuff. Mock drafts too. But yeah, dude, I appreciate you having me on. Super nice of you to do that, and good luck on Sunday.
Yeah, man. You too. Guys, like I said in the video, Ian is such a down-to-earth, level-headed Jet fan, knows his stuff, knows his football stuff. For real, if you guys want, go over, check out his channel. When it comes to draft time, he is a guy to listen to when it comes to draft prospects and scouting. He knows his players, his colleges, and he's good. He's real good. So be sure to go over check Ian at Jet Central. But let's talk about this Miami Dolphins versus the New York Jets game. Now, I'm going to do my usual, break down the injury report, and then we're going to talk about the 5 things the Dolphins need to do to beat the New York Jets. And I'm going to give you my prediction. So let's jump into this injury report. There's one person who didn't practice today. For me, it's Thursday. Again, I put this video out on Friday. I record this the night before. The only person who didn't practice was Devon Gauchow, which makes sense. They didn't put him on IR. Talked about in my not my last video, but the video before that the possibility of putting him on IR. They didn't put him on IR. So he's still technically on the team, but he didn't practice. Everyone else full practice. Kevon Frazier, Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, Solomon Kinley, Shaq Lawson limited, but it seems like he has a good chance to go. Devontae Parker full practice, Durham Smythe limited, but it seems like he has a good chance to come back. And Kyle Van Noy popped up on the injury report on Wednesday with a groin injury. Didn't practice. I took a deep breath of, oh God, Byron Jones all over again, because a groin injury can knock you out for a week or two. This Mamma Jamma came back and practiced on Thursday, and he seems like he might be good to go for the game Sunday. Telling you, that man's got a groin of steel. Take that every way you wanna. Then we look at the Jets injury depth chart, and it's a little bit longer than the Dolphins. You got a few didn't practices. Mekhi Becton, Sam Darnold. It doesn't seem like they're gonna go. Frank Gore didn't practice, but that man is a monster among men, so he might go. Brashad Perriman, Brian Poole, limited. We'll see how that all pans out. But we already know that Joe Flacco is going to be the starting quarterback for the New York Jets. So that is the injury report. Now let's jump into the 5 things that I think the Miami Dolphins need to do to beat this New York Jets team. Now, again, it's in no specific order. I try to predicate it to the team. I try to look at the team and go towards, hey, what do I think? Sometimes they overlap because sometimes I think regardless of who the team is, these things need to be done if the Dolphins want to have a chance to win. So looking at this team, my number one thing that the Dolphins need to do to beat the New York Jets is don't take them lightly. Don't look at this Jets team winless 0-5 coming down to Miami. That the players want Adam Gase out, that fans want Adam Gase out, Adam Gase wants Adam Gase out. Don't look at this team and say, hey, we have a bye week next week. Let's just get the frig over with and go into the locker room because you will lose. Do not look past this Jets team. I do not care how banged up they are. I don't care how poor they're playing, where their ranking is on offense, defense. I don't care. Do not look at this Jets team and think it's a pushover. We're going to win 50-0 and we don't even have to try. Because if the Dolphins lose this game, you are going to get a very angry post-game video. I promise you that. The number 2 thing the Dolphins need to do to beat the New York Jets, and I've been saying this, but I changed the lingo up a little bit. I need them to rush for over 100 yards. Now, I'm not talking cumulative. Fitz, Breida, Gaskins rush over 100 yards. I'm talking I want one of our running backs, not Fitz, of our running backs to rush for over 100 yards. It has been almost 2 years since we had a 100-yard rusher. Like I said, it was Kalen Ballage versus the Minnesota Vikings, and the only reason he had 200 yards is because he had that 70-yard run. It has been a very, very long time since the Dolphins had a 100-yard rusher, and I need to see it in this game. This Jet team is bad, and I need to see somebody have a 100-yard rushing game, or I'm going to lose my marbles. The number 3 thing the Miami Dolphins need to do to beat the New York Jets. Now, Joe Flacco is starting. It's not Sam Darnold, it's Joe Flacco. It does make me a little bit more nervous that Joe Flacco is starting versus Sam Darnold. I feel like that if Sam Darnold was playing, the Dolphins can make him see ghosts, get after him a little bit more, put more pressure in his face, and make him make those mistakes he normally does. The fact that it's Joe Flacco, like I said, makes me a little bit more nervous. He still doesn't have that many weapons to throw to. The offensive line is still questionable. And if Frank Gore doesn't play, like he's saying here, not practicing on Thursday, but it's not injury related, so he's probably going to play. We got to get pressure on Joe Flacco. We have to get pressure on Joe Flacco. We have to make him uncomfortable and don't even let him have the chance to throw it on us. Let Adam Gase call the stupidest bubble screens, the stupidest short routes, 3rd and 14, you throw for 5 yards, hope that you just get pressure on him, get in his face, make him uncomfortable. The 4th thing the Miami Dolphins need to do to beat the New York Jets, we need to have Fitz magic, not Fitz tragic. If you heard what Ian said, they are banking on Fitz tragic game. It's rare for Fitz to really chain together a bunch of good games, and they're really banking on him making mistakes, giving them the chance to have the ball more often, giving them the more and more opportunities to score points, whether it's field goals or whatever. We need Fitz to have a Fitz magic game or a Fitzpatrick game, which is an in-between where he's not bad, but he's not good, but he let everyone else do their thing and help us win. And the number 5 thing that the Miami Dolphins need to do to beat this New York Jets team is they need to repeat what you did to the 49ers. The world picked against you in the 49ers game. No one expected you to beat the 49ers. Not one person. I don't care who it is, except for me and my dad and some of you guys. But when it came to the media, the analysts, the experts, not one person expected the Dolphins to go into San Francisco and beat the 49ers, and we beat the crap out of them 43-17. Repeat that and get after this Jets team, and don't take your foot off the pedal. That being said, looking at this Dolphins-Jets game, the Miami Dolphins are favorited, as of me recording this, by 9.5 points. Miami's favored for the first time after looking at these stats. Miami's favored for the first time since week 16 of 2018. Week 16 of 2018. First time favored by more than a touchdown since 2016. And the last time they won back-to-back games by double digits was week 6 and week 7 of 2015. And that was against the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. So the Dolphins have, a lot of people are expecting the Dolphins to win this game. Like I said, cannot take this team lightly. Do not think that, hey, this is going to be a pushover. But looking at this game, right, Fitz should have enough time to throw the ball. The interior guys, when it comes to Solomon Kinley, Eric Flowers, and Ted Karras, on 621 snaps, have allowed 16 pressures and only 1 sack. That is ridiculous how good the interior of this offensive line is when it comes to passing. So that being said, looking at this game, it makes me very nervous. I'm hoping and praying that the team, like I said, doesn't just look past the Jets and fall flat on their face. Because if they do, you're going to get a very angry post-game video from me. Please, for the love of God, keep your eye on the prize, which is this game and getting back to 500. And for the first time in Adam Gase's history of being the coach of the Dolphins and being a head coach, having a 500 record. I am picking the Miami Dolphins to win this game. I think they are going to win this game by at least 10 points, and I think it'll be around a 24-13 Dolphins win, maybe even a 28-13 Dolphins win. Please, Miami, I am begging you, don't mess this up. This is your game for you to win. Please, for the love of God, don't mess this up. But be sure to comment below. Let me know the 5 things you think the Dolphins need to do to beat the Jets. Are you nervous about this game more than any other game because it seems like such a trap game? Be sure to comment below, and I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. Before I get into comment of the day, which essentially is an awesome package you guys sent me, I would like to let you guys know about manscaped.com, which is a very, very good trimming, nose trimmer, deodorant, underwear. They have so much. They have a whole kit. Look at this beard. It's getting ridiculous and out of hand. I'm going to have to use my Manscaped to maintain it. Use the code FINSUP. You get 20% off on your purchase and free delivery. So be sure to go over to manscaped.com. But yes, one of you guys, PFG, I don't know what your full name is, sent me something in this box. And this is comment of the day. So I'm going to, there's a card. And here you go. He says, Doug, me and my wife have been subscribed to your channel for a couple of years and absolutely love your sense of humor and the way you get breaking news to us so quickly. I try my best. Sometimes when I'm stuck at work, it breaks my heart that I'm sitting there when I want to get you the news, but I do appreciate that. Wanted to show our appreciation by sending you this handmade ornament. Oh, crap. We own a craft business and thought you would enjoy a custom ornament to add to your collection. We would be ecstatic to see you open this on your channel. And hey, a plug for our business, Parish Family Gifts. Would absolutely make my life. Thanks for everything and keep up the good work. Trevor and Alicia Parish. Parish Family Gifts. Well, this is from Parish Family Gifts. This is awesome. So this is the back. Look how cool that is. That is absolutely awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is so cool. This is so cool. When you guys know when Christmas time comes rolling around, I put the Christmas tree. I'm going to have to put it somewhere where you could see it, maybe over here. This ornament is going on the Christmas tree. Thank you so much, Trevor and Alicia. Be sure to Parish Family Gifts. Be sure to check them out to see if they have a website. I will plug the crap out of them. Parish Family Gifts, wreaths, the Facebook at PFGWV. So check them out. Thank you so much for the ornament. But that is the video. Like I said, guys, I will be live this Sunday for the Dolphins-Jets game. I'm very excited for this one. Hopefully it's a huge blowout and we have a blast hanging out. So be sure to come hang out. Also, if you guys didn't know, I started my own podcast thanks to Fanatics Network. Be sure to check them out. But yes, I started my own podcast. It is linked below, so be sure to check it out. It is also on iTunes. I'm officially now on iTunes. Essentially what the podcast right now is this. So if you miss any of my episodes on YouTube, or if you're driving, you want to listen to the podcast, you have an iPhone, go put in DouglieDoWrong. My podcast will pop up and you'll be able to listen to my episodes on there. But I'm also going to do special longer things on there for the podcast. So I have my own podcast. Be sure to check it out. DouglieDoWrong. Just type it into Spotify or Apple iTunes or any of their podcasting sites you're on, and I will pop up. But other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter. Check me out on Instagram. I was on Twitter a lot today, being Thursday, because I was looking at the LeVeon Bell situation. So be sure to go over, check that stuff out. Fan to Fan Network, fantastic site. I am the Miami Dolphins ambassador. Ian from Jet Central is the New York Jets ambassador. All of the guys I bring on here are the ambassadors of their team, so be sure to go over, check it out. Other than that, I will see you guys on Sunday. I will be wearing the same shirt I wore when I watched the 49ers-Dolphins game. Be sure to be wearing the same thing you wore for that 49ers-Dolphins game, but I will see you guys on Sunday a little bit earlier. probably around like 3:50. I'll go live a little earlier. I got a satellite. I got an antenna for my TV, so I won't be delayed for this game. But other than that, see you guys Sunday. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.